Alright, this video is an update in how this K20 build's going, or swap should I say. But anyways, basically I did this K20 and I'm also hooking up, this is just for you guys that don't know, this is actually an ES2 Civic, which is a 04 Civic. It is a 4-door. As you can see there. But anyways, I am hooking it up with the air conditioning and everything, just to let you guys know if you guys interested in how to hook up the air conditioning lines and stuff like that, or what lines you need to replace to make it work. This is what you need to replace. You need to replace this, let's see, this one here. That goes all the way down to down here where the dryer's at. It goes there. It goes all the way up there. And goes into the firewall. Right there. And then there's another line that's joined into it, which is, of course, right there is where it goes into the firewall down there. And it goes this way. And I don't really like the way it's sitting on here, but for now, that's going to have to work. But then it goes down through here, and through there. So that's pretty much it. And then you got, that's the line you have to replace, that one there, which is this one coming up. Hold on. Yeah, hold on a second. Alright, so that's the line you have to replace. And then the other one you have to replace too is this one here. It goes from here all the way to the top of the condenser, which is right here. Right there. And as far as the swap going on, or how it's going, everything is fine. The motor actually came out of an EP3. So it did not come with the power steering pump. It came with, I don't know what that other thing is that's on there, that what it comes with, but it's not a power steering pump. But anyways, you have to get a power steering pump out of a RXX 2002 to 2006, I believe. They're all the same. And then of course just get an RXX belt. As far as this right here, this is the original one. This is for the power steering. Of course, obviously I haven't got this done yet, but I am working on it still, but it's just an update. This right here is actually the original one that came with the single cam that was in the engine bay, but it was actually over there on the right side. And then I took the bracket and all and moved it right there and kind of just bent it. It's actually a straight bracket, so I bent it at this point. I don't know if you can see that. And then I bent it again at this point right here where it hooks up, and kind of made it right there where it's sitting at. So basically I'm going to have a line that's going to go from there to there. And it's going to be a braided line. I'm going to go ahead and run it that way. And when I run it, I'm going to run it through, I don't know if you can see this or not. I'm trying to get it in the picture, but anyways, there's a little hole that's running through here. I'm gonna run it through that hole, and then up into the power steering pump. Then of course you have your other one, which is your return, and that's gonna go from there back behind the engine. I'm gonna mount it on the firewall all the way back to there. Then I'm going to go into here, the back of this port right here, which is the return line, and I'm going to get an AM fitting with a braid line. That's how I'm going to do that. When I get the AM fitting and find out what it is, I'll post what it is. So if any of you guys want to do it the same way, I'll put the part number. And then this one here, in order to get the power steering to work on this, you just have to get an EP3 power steering hose, high pressure hose, and that is this line right here, which I already tried to hook it up. It does screw right in there with no problems. Then you just have to extend this just a little bit, just kind of pull it back from the harness a little bit, and then it plugs right into it. And then the line just runs across the back here. Let's see here. Yeah, it runs across the back, and it runs up through here, and right in there. So, and that's the EP3, which is the 2002 to 2005, I think, SI Civic hatchback. Just in case you guys don't know what EP3 is. Let's see. What does it have to do? Oh, and then as far as the axles go, I know High Sport sells their own and Innovated and everybody else, but I use the EP3 axles. They fit right in there without no problem. Same thing with the intermediate shaft was the EP3 too. And then as far as the K member, this one is actually out of RXX, but you can use a EP3 cross member too. As far as the exhaust, there it is, not even close, so I'm going to have to take it to the exhaust shop and get it fixed. As far as that goes, let's see, trying to think of what else I could share. Oh yeah, the clutch line, I just did a custom clutch line, which goes to right there. I just got a braided line. Let's see, yeah, right there it is. Braided line that goes through there, and then it goes through here to the back firewall, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but let's see, and then it goes right there, right down there, right into the clutch master cylinder. What? Yep, gotcha. And I guess I pretty much. Oh yeah, the other thing too, I forgot to mention is that of course your battery actually mounts right here. Obviously, you can't mount it right there. Yes, I will. Sorry about my 5-year-old. But anyways, so you normally mount your battery here with a single cam. Of course you can't. I suppose so. If you wanted to, you could probably mount it over here or back there somewhere if you really wanted to. Instead of doing all that, I just went ahead and mounted it to my trunk. So let's see here. Yeah, so you run in. This is normally right here where your your positive cable is, and these two lines run into it, and then you got your terminal that's actually right there. So I just got this fuse box here, just tied them right into there, and then you got these links. They're 300 amps, so they should be plenty enough for this application. If it blows a 300 amp, I believe I have some major problems, but. And then I ran I think this is a 6 gauge coming out of it. Yeah, I believe that's, yeah, I think it's 6 or 4. No, I think it's 4 actually. I think it's a 4 gauge. So that's running, and that's running down into the floorboard, down in there, and running all the way across the car to the rear. And I'll show you what I've done back here. Alright, so I got my ground right here that's going into the going into the chassis there, as you can see right there. So that's my ground, and then the other one's going into my amp for the sub. And then I got, there it is, it's a 4 gauge. It's going in there. That's my positive. And then this other one is going into the amp as well. So, and then I'm going to mount the battery. I'm going to mount the battery here. I don't got it. I'm going to use the hooks that come off of the 88 to 91 battery holder. And then this is going to go on top. So it's going to be the little hooks. I'm going to drill 2 holes down there and put these hooks in there. Put the hooks in there and tighten it down. That's what's going to hold it in there. And as far as normally not that hard to shut, but I guess it's where the car's jacked up and is kind of in the bind. But the other thing too I forgot to mention is the fuel. I suppose you could take a EP3 fuel line and go from here to back here. I'm pretty sure that it does actually reach, so you could use that if you want to out of an EP3. Maybe RXX, I'm not sure, I haven't looked at them. I think the RXX is actually shorter, but I'm not sure. But I do know that I'm pretty sure that EP3 is long enough. But instead of doing it that way, I'm going to put an AM fitting right there, and with a stainless steel braided line running into the fuel rail. But I'm not using this fuel rail, I'm using the aftermarket fuel rail, which is going to have the threads right here at the end. So the line that I'm making is going to have threads, and I could list the part numbers for those two later on in the part 3, I guess it would be. But I'm changing the fuel rail as far as that goes. You'll see it in part 3. So that's pretty much it, I believe. The throttle cable, I guess I forgot one other thing. The throttle cable, I used it out of an EG Civic. It's a 92-95 Civic. I'm not sure if this one was off of a DX, SI, or which model it was, but I just had it sitting around, so I already had one. So that's what I did there as far as that goes. And your cruise control still fits on there fine without a problem, because it is going to still have cruise control. And that's pretty much it, I believe. If I forget anything, I'll try to catch it up on the next video. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm trying to remember everything in one time, so I'm not sure what I left out or what part I skipped. But just let me know if you have any questions. I haven't got the radiator in yet, but I'm going to put a radiator in here. I'm getting a stainless steel aluminum radiator. I'm going to put in here, and it is going to be a full radiator. It's going to be for RXX. The EP3 radiator would work, and the regular stock RXX radiator would work. But I'm going with the aftermarket one since I have to replace it anyways. And if you wanted to use a stock one, I assume you probably could make it work. But the biggest deal is that you would have to have this hose right here coming out of this hose here. You would have to have it longer to reach all the way over here, because I think it's down about this far for the stock radiator. And the hose is different. So this hose here is actually a bigger hose than what actually the single cam Civic one has. And the bottom hose goes right into it, but it's kind of loose. I'd imagine if you put a regular clamp on there and screw it real tight, it might not leak. I'm not 100% sure. But that's your options there. Just leave it to you guys to decide what you want to do there. And I think that's pretty much it. Trying to remember everything, but that's about all I can remember for right now. Like I say, if you guys have any questions, you could message me, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Appreciate it, thank you, and I'll let you know when part 3 is. Part 3 comes out. Thank you, bye.